The last few days I'm watching these videos and I'm reading a lot of things, and I see how people speak that artificial intelligence is not good for coding. Then you can see the videos. I'm losing clients because of artificial intelligence, and there is so many subjects about artificial intelligence. And on the end, many people who work for example, they are web developers or web designers, and they are losing the clients, and they want to say that AI is not good. It's the best when a web developer sit and create your website. Okay, first thing what I want, let's go back 8-10 years ago, and if we look, for example, WordPress and all these plugins, how many bugs and all these bad things they have. So many. From WordPress, the plugins, I will not say some plugins destroy so many websites. And who create this? Developer. We didn't have artificial intelligence, so that means that even people who was creating all of this, they make mistakes. Security, they said, artificial intelligence is not good for security, but we have this before. You never ever was 100% secure that you can say, okay, my security is top level and no one is able to harm my website. This was not possible. And even today, it's not possible. So if you use artificial intelligence and then you say, you use artificial intelligence, your website is not secure, your website never was 100% secure. You need to maintain all that you have the best security that you can have. And I will give you one example. I have one client, and he was my client so many years, and some times ago they arrive to me and tell me, you know what, we pay artificial intelligence and we create the website. So, and for me that was okay. I didn't kneel and beg them that they become my customer. So how they arrive to me, in the same way they leave. So it's okay. But few days ago, they contact me and they told me, we have some problems. And I told them, I don't know, I didn't create your website. I don't know anything about your website. So what's the problem? And they told me our website was on the first page for the keywords what people use for the research. When they research the internet, they was on the first page. And they told me, now we do not exist anymore. And okay, I go and I look the page, I open home page, and first thing I couldn't believe, they create a website, everything was H1 and H2, everything. I will just say this. Now you can imagine what they have created. Only one thing was good. The website was really nice. It's a beautiful website, but everything else was one huge disaster. The text what they have before was written by copywriter and professional copywriter. What they did with the text, they copied this text, they pasted inside of artificial intelligence, and they told artificial intelligence if Claude can make better text than this one, and he gave them some text, and on the end they decide to put everything in H1 and H2 elements, and they did so many mistakes, and I will say beginner mistakes, and this is the result, because they didn't understand what they do. And they told me they found article about H1, that H1 is very important, that you need to have this on your website, but they didn't understand that H1 is not something what you use how you want to. There are rules how you use H element. That you use H1 one time and you use it in hero section, for example, and they all created, all the text was H1 and H2 on homepage and all other pages. And I will not go further because it's not video about this. And they say artificial intelligence is not good. Then they show me the prompt what they paste inside of artificial intelligence, and they told artificial intelligence they want website with H1 element and H2 element. So artificial intelligence didn't make any mistake. Artificial intelligence did what they ask, nothing more and nothing less. And today when you use artificial intelligence, some people say artificial intelligence make a mistake. And so what? From even 10 years ago, you have mistakes, bugs, all these kind of things, and you have them today. And you will always have this. So the problem when you work with artificial intelligence, people think that you don't need to have any kind of knowledge. You just need to say, I want this kind of website, create it, and you are done. I have a website and everything will be great. No, it will not. So I will not speak about prompts. I will not speak about how to use artificial intelligence. I will decide to put my view more on MD files today, and even this MD is markdown document. And even about MD files, a lot of people have different view on how to use MD files, and some people say don't use it, use it. If you use it like this, like that. So MD file is not something what you will create in 10 minutes. For MD file, you need to have a lot of information, and this information you can't know. You need to make a lot of research, and you need to know a lot of things, and then you can sit and you can create MD file. So I create 3 basic MD files. So I will not, this is not that I'm giving to you MD file and you will simply take this, put inside of your project, and you will have all that you need for create a website. No, what I will do, I will just open the door and you need to go inside and inspect everything. So I will show you, but you need to do your homework that you can create MD files. And don't forget, for create good MD file, you will need to spend a lot of time that this MD file is really good. From my perspective, for example, I use artificial intelligence for creating a website with WordPress and build areas. I am creating a lot of things for Final Cut Pro because I use Final Cut Pro, so I don't want to spend money buying something if I'm able to do this by myself. And for all this, I have MD files, and all these MD files, I have them inside of the folders, and I have categories for MD files. For, I don't know, if I need to do something, I have MD file, but that do not mean that I just take MD file, put it, and that's it. No, I copy this empty file, paste it, I open it, and then one part of the MD files I need to delete, I need to some things rewrite, I need to write something new. So basically what I have, let's say that I have skeleton of MD file, and then I need to rewrite them that they fit for this what I do. So let's go to check these 3 MD files. And don't forget, these are not real MD files. These MD files are created that you can see how complex MD file can be. And I didn't write everything. I just write what maybe you need to have inside of the MD file. And some things maybe you need to have, some things maybe you don't need to have, it depends. But I put what I think that is important, and then you need to learn and see what MD file need to look for your project, okay? So let's go to open first MD file. Okay, let's go to open. Okay, great. Let's go to put this a little bit bigger that we can see. Okay, I will like this, that we can see. So when you open MD file, you can see hash. Okay, I have this 1, I have this 2. So, and all this mean something, okay? And you need to learn what this mean, because when you create the MD file, you need to know from how you will start and how you will finish this MD file, okay? So this is mean that this is H1 most important, and this is H2, and we can see that this is project brief and web design agency website. And this part here, it's not that you need to have it, but I like to have it because I know what I did, so I like to always have that I know what I do and what I did. So I have document type, version, because I will always put, if I have some update, I change the version, last update, and status, that I know if it's active or it's not. Then I have table of content, and this is really important, because when artificial intelligence open your MD file, he will know, okay, I have table of contents, and now I know if I need something that he don't need to read always all MD file. He have table of content, and if I need something, he knows what he need to look. So number 1, project overview, and you can see here project overview, and we can go down and you can see this and project overview. And inside, what I just put short, but that you can understand. So the client, the project, the platform, that he can understand, not that AI will not understand with what you are working, that he knows with what I am working. So WordPress, and I put Builderius page builder, and I put project code as well, and then I put description. Then we have the second, you can see business goals, and this is, you can see business goals. Let's go down. So if I need this, I will tell him, and he will know right away where he can find it. And inside I put my goal, priority, and success metric. And for this particular thing, I think this is important. But if you work with, for example, you want to create something for Final Cut Pro, I don't think that you will create something like this. So this is why I'm telling to you why MD file need to create exactly for the project that you are working on it, okay? So the goal, it's explained, priority, success and metrics, everything is explained. Then we have target audience, you can see here in table of content, it's here, so we can go down. And then I have role, company size, and I don't know how many. For example, it can be 3 of them, or 10 or 20 or whatever. Industry, budget. So I don't think that you need to put all of this, but I just want to show you how deep you are able to go. And I put pain points that what something is not good experience for me. So, and we have secondary, and I have role and goal as well. Then we have for scope of work, and you can see that I put different one. So this is H2, H3 included, and then I write custom WordPress theme, build areas up to I don't know how many unique page templates, because maybe you will create 5, 10 or 30, I don't know how complex website you will create, and responsive design. And I didn't put desktop, tablet and mobile. I put inverse. I put mobile, tablet and desktop, and there is a reason why. I think that you know this, so I don't think that I need to explain everything. Portfolio, case study system, custom post type, blog with category filtering, contact form, basic SEO, Google Analytics 4 integration. So I put everything that artificial intelligence can understand better. And I put something here what it's not included, copywriting and things, for example, multi-languageal setup. So all of this is not included, and I want to put this also inside. Then we have page structure, how this page need to look like, and I have home page, about, services, then I have web design, branding, digital strategies, and I have all structure of pages. Then page descriptions. This is short, but just that you can see that I create descriptions. So for example, hero section with headline plus CTA, selected portfolio preview, services overview, client logos, testimonials, and final CTA to contact. And I put for every page, then design direction, visual style, and I put all, for example, mood and confident, premium, modern, and I put even reference size if you have or you want to put. Then about typography, it's not just that you will put typography and you will put, no, I put role, font, weight, size, and you can see here it's how it look like, and you can see here it's a role, display, font, and I have everything explained. Then colors, I explain it as well. So token, hex, usage, and everything explained. Motion and interactions, so smooth page transition, fade, plus slight vertical movement, and some things what I think that this website need to have. And then we have 7 technical stack, and I explain this in the way, for example, this project I think is good that is created in this way for technical stack, so I put it. Then plugins there are required, and I put plugins just like this. I don't say that you need these plugins that you don't think. And you can see here, this is a block. So Buildarius Pro, Advanced Custom Fields Pro, Portfolio, CPT fields, I don't know, for search engine optimization, maybe you use plugin, maybe you don't use, WP Rocket, maybe use something else, maybe you don't use it at all, I don't know. So all this for security, maybe you use, maybe you don't use, I don't know. I just put the plugins because I want that he know what plugins are required. And then, for example, for Buildarius, even Buildarius is created like this, that artificial intelligence know. But anyway, I put specific notes and I put it here. Then we have content requirements, what client must provide. So because sometimes when you create the website, you have your part of work, you have client part of work, so I put it inside, and then we have content deadline. I don't say that you need to put this, and you can see here H3. So if we look how this important is, it's not H1, that it's something what it then we have timeline and milestone. So you can put this if you want to, but it's not that you need. Budget as well, payment schedule, but these are information what I put mostly from my part, how I work, how I see, in which way, and this is just one MD file, and later you will see other MD files. So I will put them all three, but they are categorized, and the AI, if I need something, he will not read all the time all three MD files. He will know where he need to look right away, so that I don't lose time. And then we have contacts and approvals. So I put role, name, email, approval, authority, sign off, and on the end, you can see this document is confidential. And what I want to say, don't give it to anyone. So I have my MD files, and why I don't share these MD files? Because inside I have so many informations that are mine, from my perspective, my information, so I don't simply give these MD files to anyone. So this is the first MD file what I have in this project. The second one, we can open it. Okay, let's go to that is a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have, you can see H1 design system, and I put the same like in the first one, and I have table of content that artificial intelligence can know that there is table of content, and if I need something that he don't need to read everything one by one. And then first I have introduction, and you can see that there is so many information inside. Design tokens, you can see token naming, sorry, and everything is typography. So font families, variable, value, usage, you can see that I have all of them, everything explained it. Font loading, you can see type scale, typography rules, and then colors. Colors are very important for the website, and if something is about color, he knows where the color system is. And then I have base palette, so you can see this is a block CSS. Then I have neutrals and all this what I think that is important for the website. Then I have semantic tokens, and you can see that I put everything that he can know. So token, value, usage, and the color rules. I even put never. So I write all that I think that is important, that I don't need to explain every time. So I have all this in MD file, and it's work faster and better. So every aspect is here, spacing and grid. Then I have spacing scale, token, value, common, usage, and everything explain it. Then I have grid system, and you can see here block, and then Builderius grid setup. So a lots of information. And now when you think a little bit, you can realize that if you want to create really good MD file, this is not that you will sit and write something what you think, do this, do that, I think this, I think that. No, you need to give, you need to be specific as more as you can, and you can see that all this I write in this MD file, portfolio card, blog card, navigation. So what I think that is important. Of course, you can write more and be more specific. I just put that you can see how I created, and then for forms, I put elements, styling, notes, icons, and for example, for images, whatever, photography style, and all details here, as you can see. So motion rules, when you sit and you decide to create MD file, a lot of people, motion rules, you will put it, who knows, but I put it. And responsive, I think that a lot of people will write in the MD files about responsive, because responsive breakpoints are very important for the website. And when you create a website, you will always hear that when they create, let's go to see how responsive this section is now when it's over. That so responsive is really important. Usage in build areas and all this semantic HTML checklist. Then we have CSS variables reference. I put even this, and you can see typography, colors, spacing, borders, animation, shadows, and on the end I put even changelog, and on the end I put that this is a document maintained in the project Git repository, as I put, for example, this, because I don't know what is your repository, you know, and all changes must go through a pull request with design review. So you can see even this MD file is not created, that I will not say it's not created professionally. I just show you how many details it's good that you put inside of the MD files. And we can go on the third one. Okay, let's go to make it a little bit bigger. And build areas component specification, and let's go to, you can see that I have table of content, and everything here is explained, what contents I have or I want to have. And then I have template overview, and you can see that everything is explained, template file structure, data source, and automatic custom fields. So even I put automatic custom field group, portfolio case study, and here is field name, automatic custom field type, required, notes, and I put all this. So you can see that this is not just I will write MD files how I want, and I will not now read all, but you can see that these MD files have a lot of informations, and all these informations are important, and I create 3 of them. Why I could create just one and mixed all, but I create 3 of them, that you can understand that every project need to have MD file, and this MD file need to specifically created for this project. Okay, and for example, I have created with Claude AI fully functional website, pages, blog posts, filtering, everything, animations, and everything work in Build Areas Builder. And when Claude AI finished the website, I simply could go in Build Areas Builder, and I can change whatever I want, delete, create new, copy, use all that I have created somewhere else. So in less than 1 hour, he created this website, and the website was very well created. He respects all from HTML, search engine optimization. So he respects all, but when I decided to create this website, I told that I'm not able to show you these MD files. Why? Because I use my MD files, and inside there are lots of informations about my work, me, and all this. Everything is mixed, but as you can see, everything is in order. I have table of contents and everything is explained, and this is how you need to create MD file. If you want, I can give these MD files, because these MD files are created just for this video purpose, but you can use them for read them well, that you can understand, and that you can, for example, create your own MD files. I have MD files for when I create something for Final Cut Pro. They are totally different, but in one way they are the same, because everything is explained well, and the same. I have a table of content, what need to be, what I want, everything explained, because I want that artificial intelligence follow the rules and that he create what I want. And in that way, I have less problems. But that do not mean that even if I have prompts, MD files, all what I need, that do not mean that I don't have mistakes, that I don't need to repair some things. You always need to repair something, and you always need to inspect everything. When, for example, if you create a website, after you will inspect everything. You will go and see, check H1 element, H2, paragraph, articles. You will simply check if everything is okay and if everything is how it need to be. So I hope this video is not created because many people, I speak about MD files, and then people, you need to put this, you need to put that MD file you use for this. I don't speak about anything of that. I just speak that people can use MD files, and these MD files can help that you create whatever you do, that you can create it faster and more accurate. And this is the main goal when you create something, that on the end you have good whatever you do. For example, if you want to create something for Final Cut Pro or whatever, that you have good product. Or for example, if you want to create a website with blog, with whatever, that you have all, and that all is working, and that is all in the same way that you create all this manually. And for example, this website what I have created, he created this website around 50 minutes, and to create fully functional website with all these pages, with fully functional blog, filtering, animation, everything, I think this is very, very good. But you need to understand that you need to do your homework, you need to have good prompts, you need to have good MD files, so you need to have everything prepared when artificial intelligence start to work, that artificial intelligence know what you want and what artificial intelligence need to give you on the end. And even if you have some mistakes, you will repair them. And I watched some video some days ago. One person speak how he asked Claude AI to inspect what he create, and that Claude AI didn't find any issue, but on the end he found some issues, but on the end it was not problem of AI, it was his problem because he didn't explain this well, and on the end he had the problem. So I will not go further. I just want to open the door for you for MD files, that you can understand that MD files are good thing, that you can use them, but you need to know that MD files are not something what you will create in 5 minutes, and after you create MD files you have them forever. No, every MD file need to be created exactly for the project. But when you, for example, if you work with WordPress, Builderius Builder, Sensei AI, so your MD files will always be created in 70%, maybe 60%, but already you have almost huge amount percentage finished. All you need to change is, because you will not create the same website for every client, and every client have different things, what he want, what he like, what he don't like. Some customers want animations, some don't like animation, colors. So these things you will need to simply, if I can say, rewrite. But how the AI will work, this you don't need to change, because if you need to create the blog, you need to explain every time you put this in MD file, how the blog he need to create. But what you will change, for example, how this blog need to look like, or the colors, blah blah blah. The core you have, but what client want, this part you need to rewrite or change. So this is the basic level. This is not something complex what I show in this video. So this is the basic level, that you know how to use AI, that you need to know create MD file, you need to know how we'll write the prompts, that AI don't lose time. For example, some people create MD files and AI always read all MD files and tell you, okay, I will read them, and then he read all of them. So that you simply don't go in this way. Create good MD file and you will see that you will have good results. Okay, this is all for this time. Thank you. And I hope soon I will create the video. When I will create the project, I will show you how I create MD file, so that you can see how I really create my own MD file. Okay, see you soon. Cheers.